Video we'll talk about mask in After Effects. So this is the video we're gonna create in the end of this video. So take a look at the fire. So you're gonna perfectly match the hole. All right. So first I'm going to here. I'm gonna go to File and create a new project, and I don't have to save the old one. All right. I'm gonna go to Demo and import all of the project files. Here we go. And again, I'm going to select the background image and create a conversation here. And then I'm going to drop in this, let's drop in the first file, bring it here. Okay. And remember how we get rid of the black color background? You can either use color range or blending mode, right? Blending mode screen will work perfect for our case. And let's see if I place the fire at here. This is the problem. You can see that because our fire it cut at the bottom in a straight line, but our hole at here is a different shape. So what you can do is, first remember to select your fire layer, and you want to draw a mask on the fire layer, so you have to select this layer. Okay, and then use the pen tool, and then you can zoom in here. You can zoom in, and you can start here and draw a path along the edge of the hole. See? So just click on the points along the hole, and then you can go this way, include a border area, and go to the other side and close at the beginning point. So this is basically gonna close this whole mask. So now you can see that the area that is outside of a mask is gonna immediately disappear. Okay, it's because for a mask, only the stuff which is inside of the mask it will appear, and for the stuff outside of it, you're gonna mask out. Okay, so that's the first fire, and we can drop in our second fire, and we can do the same thing for it. First, the blending mode and screen, and then we're gonna place it. Let's see, place it maybe at here, and we're gonna make it smaller. Okay, make it smaller. And then we're going to make sure first select this layer and use the pen tool and draw a path along the edge of this hole. See, I'm clicking on the points along the edge of the hole. So if you accidentally click a point that is not accurate, for example here, you can hit Command Z to go back one step, and then continue drawing, and then go all the way to the right side and go up to make sure you create you include a broad area, and then close at the beginning point. So now you can see that you're gonna mask out the fire on the edge. You can go to the individual points and adjust the position of the point to make it a perfect match with the edge. For example here, I can just bring it down a little bit. Oh, actually, here it's supposed to go this way. I didn't see it clearly earlier. So go this way. See, now I can adjust the position of the mask. Okay. So now if I play, you can see that the mask is going to fit in the hole. The fire is going to fit in the hole, right? And also, take a look at the edge. If it is too sharp, what you can do is go to the fire layer, go to its mask, see, and unfold the layer setting, and you can see the mask feather. So if you increase the mask feather, basically you're gonna soften the edge. So this depends. Sometimes you don't want it too sharp, so you can just give it a little bit value to soften the edge, right? Because if you use a camera to film this, the color, the lights of the fire are gonna glow the edge of the hole. Okay, so you may soften the edge a little bit by increase the mask feather, but it totally depends. It depends on the situation. It depends on the effects you want to achieve. So this one is without feather. This one is with feather. You can compare the differences. All right. And next step, we're going to drop in our car So you can see that our car, we have, you can double click on it. We have two different versions. So one is a JPEG image. So from the Photoshop project, you learned that JPEG image has a solid background, right? And PNG image has a transparent background. See, if you click on this button under the preview window, this button, click on that, you can switch between the different display mode for transparency. So the PNG image has a transparent background, so we want to use the PNG image instead of the JPEG. So select the the PNG image of the car, and drop it here, create a new conversation. Okay, we can click on this button, toggle transparency gray to show the background, and then bring the blue fire effect in here, and we can make it a little bit smaller, something like this. Okay, about 60%. And in this case, how to get rid of the background? Well, now let's take a look at this case. If we use blending mode and the screen, it may not work, right? Remember what I talked about this earlier? Blending mode screen only works if your whole environment is dark. So it is kind of effect that use our fire layer to lighten the background. So if your background is transparent, there's nothing in there, this effect will not work. Okay, so that's to see. We're going to change the blending mode back to normal. Instead of using blending mode, we may want to use effect, keying, color range. Color range, here we go. So that is the one we have used before, right? So now just pick up the black color and increase the fuzziness, which is the intensity. So I just do about 200. And then rotate it. To rotate, you can either go to here, unfold the transform, and find the rotation here. Okay, or you can simply select this layer. My mouse is not easy to use. Okay, so select this layer and hit R key for rotation. See, R for rotation. Select it and hit R, and change the degree. And I'm gonna place it at the tail of the car. And also, as I mentioned in last class, the first number is a circle. So basically, if you put 1, you're gonna rotate it 360 degrees. So nothing gonna change, right? Because you just rotate a circle. So I will just keep it at 0 and only change the degree. And also, we want to place this fire underneath the car. So we can just switch the layer order, place the fire underneath this car. And now you can see that the fire has been cut off. So how can we extend the canvas size? I've explained this in last class. So select the car composition, right click, go to composition setting. And here, you can simply put your cursor on it and drag it to the right, and this will allow you to extend the size of the canvas. Okay, and once you're done, just click on OK. All right. Why I create a separate composition for the car? Because I already have a composition for the background. The reason is because, see, now if I switch to the background composition, the reason is because if I bring the car image and the blue fire separately, it will be so hard to make them moving together, right, when I do keyframe. So that's why we just create a car composition. So now if we bring in the car composition, they're in the same group, and you can move this whole group and set keyframes, right? And also if you play this composition, which is this group, it already has the video, the animation inside of it. So whatever you do inside of the car composition, you're gonna reflect in this whole composition, the background composition. Does that make sense? So we do a separate composition for the car to be easier to work the car, the fire as a whole group. Okay, so now we can keyframe the car. So let's say we can let it start to drive in from 1 second. So we put it out of frame and go to position for the car. So select the car layer, hit P for position, and create a keyframe position. And at frame 2, at 2 seconds, we bring it to the center. So you're gonna automatically add a keyframe. And then let's see if we want this car to park in the center stage for about 3 seconds. So let's say at 5 seconds, we want it to start to drive out. So what should we do? So if we want this car to stay at the current position, we need to create another keyframe that has the same value as the next keyframe. So we can simply just put our timeline at 5 seconds and select our second keyframe, hit Command C, copy, and then Command V to paste. So this will paste our second keyframe to 5 seconds. So we're gonna have a third keyframe. Okay, so if you are using Windows computer, use Command C and Command V for copy and paste. All right, so now as we have our second keyframe and third keyframe as exactly the same value, you can see that our car will stay still in the center. All right, and now let's see, start from 5 seconds, we want the car to drive out. And at frame 6, actually at 6 seconds, we want the car to disappear in the scene. So what we can do is we can go to 6 seconds and just move our car out of frame. And then if we play, you can see that the car will start to drive to left, start at 5 seconds. So this is animation. So at 1 second, the car drives in and then park there for 3 seconds. And then at 5 seconds, it just starts to drive out. Okay, so that is our task for this video. If you understand all the concepts, you are good for today's lesson.